It's week 3 of the NFL, and our focus is on Anthony Walker. He put up numbers last week with a 9-tackle performance. It's the Broncos and the Patriots, and it comes your way next on Madden Football.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us at the foot of the Rockies, just west of downtown Denver at Empower Field at Mile High. Today, it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store between the New England Patriots and the Denver Broncos. Brandon Garden joined as always by Charles Davis. And CD, you look at the Broncos in this one. Their offense is a unit that's not afraid to take chances out there, but not always for the better. What do you see them trying to do here?
I think they'll continue to take those chances, Brandon, but to me, they have to do it in a measured way. And what I mean by that, they can't just come into a game and throw caution to the wind and just say we're going to run a bunch of gadget plays, a lot of reverses, end arounds, all of those things. They've got to identify the spots.
Two 1-1 teams here, each looking to move over 500, and we're underway here in week 3. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. So here come the Patriots getting ready on offense. They're led by their quarterback from the University of Alabama, Mac Jones.
And what a performance in his last game. A couple of touchdown passes, that was positive.
But more than 2 interceptions.
Yeah, that's not what he's looking for. What did Vince Lombardi say, though? Winning isn't everything.
It's the only thing.
And that's what he hangs his hat on after last week's game.
Jones looking to throw right away. And that one complete to Keene, the tight end. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. From the 30 on second down, Jones, Hunter Henry brings it in. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Patriot first down.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
And he stopped immediately there. We'll give the tackle to Anthony Walker. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Throwing, Jones, complete, it's Henry. So the completion good for 7 there, and it makes it 3rd down and 2 yards to go. That's a staple of this offense, drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham, and he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 45-yard line. Now Jones. Open man is born. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Jones from the gun on 3rd down. Got a man open. That's Devontae Parker, complete. And he will have a Patriots first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Back to throw. Jones. And that is incomplete here.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Jones. Looking sideline, incomplete.
They haven't been able to stop them so far this series, but getting a nice little stand from their defense now.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
So many times we see teams go on the road and want to lean on their running game, but this crew just announced they're going to try and air it out and make hay downfield.
Mevis knocks this one through, and the Patriots jump out to a 3-0 lead. No touchdown there, but if that first drive is any indication, looks like they're going to have a pretty good day passing the football.
I would say confidence would have to be pretty high after that first drive, able to throw it almost at will. You're exactly right. They didn't get the touchdown, but 3 points serves as a nice notice about how this offense is going to move.
And you combine a big leg with a mile-high air, there's the outcome. This will sail out of the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the man who proclaims to be from a whole pack of Badgers. Came into the league back in 2012, Russell Wilson.
Okay, I thought there was something to build on in last week's game by his performance. I thought he played fairly well overall. The numbers won't knock your socks off. 2 touchdown passes and an interception. The bottom line, though, they lost.
Yeah.
How does he eliminate that 1 interception, continue to take care of the ball, and maybe increase the number of times he puts the ball in the end zone with a receiver?
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now it's Wilson. Able to complete this one to Tyler Conklin. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. And you get the sense, as I'm sure they got the sense, they might have picked up a good one here. Maybe a little. Oh, he fakes a spike. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down.
But one of the things we talked about coming into this was we were never going to question the fight that he's going to have for all 4 quarters of a game. But ideally, you want him fighting for big plays and first downs early, not fighting just to get back to the line of scrimmage, as we saw right there.
Now a throw here, hauled in. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. This defense for the Pats, much improved from week 1. They were terrific last week in getting their guys their first win of the season.
And the big difference in the ball game, their ability to force turnovers, 3 of them in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, that's something that's emphasized each and every week, and they carried it out.
Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down. The Broncos at 1-1 through 2 games thus far. It's not a start that's going to set the world on fire, but they've been pretty solid nonetheless.
And the first thing that crosses my mind, it certainly beats the alternative of starting 0-2. I do think that this is a team that's going to take a little time to find its footing. Hard to navigate the always tough NFL.
On 2nd and 9, Wilson. This is complete to Hawkins. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. From the shotgun, Wilson. He'll get this one to Patrick. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots' 17-yard line. They'll run it for the first time with Williams. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll stay on the ground with Williams. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
The job of any linebacker involves having enough strength to fight off a blocker and get to ball carriers. But in this case, I think we can safely say he beat him right off the snap to get into the backfield and make that play.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. 2nd quarter about to begin from Denver. It's the Broncos in possession of the football as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. From the gun, it's Wilson. And he's wrapped up. Taken down. Back at the 25. Christian Barmore getting in there to drop him. Austin Seibert sets up for the field goal try. From the left hash, it's a 42-yard attempt. Seibert able to knock this one through, and that will tie us at 3-3. So matching field goals on our opening two drives.
Yeah, it feels like two boxers feeling each other out here in the early going of the game, right? Exchanging some jabs, but none of the heavy stuff just yet.
Each team with a possession, each team with a field goal as the kick is away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So back onto the field come the Pats for their second drive. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
And they'll be going for 6. So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and it'll be second in a couple.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he get a good head of steam going.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Pollard going to try the right side. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6.
Consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field, but his number is called. The way he's running it, I keep going back to him.
On second down, it's Pollard. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That's only got an open look beyond the 1st down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
And the punter Bailey on now as he sends this one away. This is taken at the 18. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Broncos take over. 1st down and 10. So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. And after the field goal last time, let's see what they can get here. And at least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
There with the tackle, Dietrich Wise Jr.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. On second down, Williams. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. 2 yards, good enough for a first. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Williams. And he's going to get this down near the 25.
Well, he's certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another first down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They react.
And the pass is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Jerry Jeudy. A great effort there. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Broncos have taken the lead. The fly route works for the TD Graham.
And you know what the receivers love to say? If we get even with the defender, we're leaving. And that's exactly what he did, all the way into the end zone. And then he was on the business end catching it once he got over the stripe.
Austin Seibert on for the extra point. And it is up. And it's good. That'll make our score 10-3 now. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it's capped off by the touchdown run from Jerry Jeudy. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And the Patriots gearing up to go now. Just a lone field goal for them so far, trailing 10-3 as they come up 1st and 10. They'll run with Pollard to begin the drive. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. Looking to throw. Jones. And over the middle, this is Parker.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
Jake Bailey on now to punt here on 4th down. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They're starting to put some space here. You know, the first quarter, they didn't look so hot offensively. This second quarter, though, they've looked really good.
They jumped in the saddle in a big way now, and now they're in full gallop. I mean, before, kind of cantering around a little bit, right? Trying to feel their way, not getting done what they wanted to. But somehow they put it together with play calling, execution, and now there's a pretty big gap.
This is caught at the 20. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. Hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Flushed out right. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down. They'll run out of the gun here. Williams. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. The 6 yards on the pickup, and it leaves him with a 1st and goal. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Now Wilson. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. 2nd down and goal. Wilson to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
On that snap, he's the hero of his defense after the play he just made. A one-possession game, and his hit kept it exactly that.
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. They'll try to run it in. It's Williams. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. Javonte Williams. His 3rd rushing touchdown of the year. And the Broncos will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. CD for them. This has just been an offensive explosion here in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the 1st quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the 2nd. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. Fielded just outside the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. The Patriots with the football here late in this first half. Well, not much time remains here in this first half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. They could certainly use it down by 2 scores. Here's Jones on 1st and 10. And that is, I think he caught it. He did, but they'll say out of bounds. It'll be incomplete. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. To throw again, Jones. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. This time they stay on the ground. And they will stop him short. They get him to the ground at the 27. No first down. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. Here's Jake Bailey now. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Nifty move. 31 yards on the punt there. And out will come the offense as they take over. You see Tim Patrick, as he and the rest of this offense get set for the upcoming series. He's doing what he's capable of, having a solid game. Not the most amazing game. He's not over 100 yards, but a good game so far.
And you just know that mentally, he feels like he's one catch away from turning it into a great game and starting on that road. And the defenders are well aware of that, too. They've got to figure out a way to not let that escalate. Keep him right in this zone here and call it a day, because otherwise, he can really decimate them.
Better believe they are well aware of his playmaking ability. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half. Play action. It's Wilson. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Montreal, Washington. As time expires in the first half. And the Broncos will extend their lead on the final play of the half. And just before the half ends, the prayer is answered. Defensively, a disaster there.
I know often we're surprised when this actually works. I mean, the excitement level goes way up, but maybe we shouldn't be, because I know as a defender, you've got to play the ball in this situation, but you can't interfere with the receiver because, remember, it's a spot foul, and it'll be 1st and goal if it happens in the end zone, and you don't want to give up that play. And that little bit of hesitancy often works really well for offensive guys.
Final play of the half. It's Wilson. And it's going to be caught. Not sure why they went for 2, but they do get it. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA. And we will skip the highlight show this week. Get right back to this Week 3 matchup. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. Broncos with a lead, and they will be receiving this kickoff here as quarter 3 is underway. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. So here are the Broncos to take over on offense. They've got the lead here as they start out 1st and 10, trying to erase the memory of the loss last week. That came at the hands of the Jacksonville Jaguars. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it, and it's 2nd down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. On 3rd down, Wilson. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Adrian Phillips. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. Pretty much everything went their way offensively in the first half, but now an interception on the opening drive of the 3rd quarter.
As we know, the key to everything here, don't get careless with the football. The problem is you've got to stay aggressive as well. So where's the line between being aggressive and attacking and being overly aggressive? I think they just crossed it on that one.
And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. Ball at the 26, 2nd and 7. They run straight ahead here with Pollard. And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Patriot first down. First down, and it's Pollard again. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple, down to the 15-yard line. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Pollard again. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. 9 yards on the play there, and it'll set him up 1st and goal. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Randy Gregory buries him for a loss of 11 from his outside linebacker spot.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, they took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, it still definitely hurts.
On 2nd and goal, Jones. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. So that'll go as a 4-yard loss on the play. And that'll bring up a 3rd down and goal. Back to throw. Jones. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And they have possession. And they have it at the 38-yard line.
That's a down and distance coach is always talking about trying to avoid, isn't it? I mean, that's 3rd and long. And you just know they're pinning their ears back and coming after him, sometimes even with extra pressure.
And he knew that. I mean, he knew they were coming. He just fumbled it.
Yeah, he knew it. The offensive line knew.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of football afterwards.
After review of the play,
overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot, and the deficit will hold at 22. So 1st and goal quickly turns into 4th and goal, and then 4th and goal turns into no points whatsoever.
That's a very disappointing sequence of events right there. And I, for one, would not want to be the kicker who has to run over to his head coach and explain that one.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he'll be pretty well stopped in his tracks. Give him a yard up to the 42. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They stay on the ground this time. It's Williams. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44. An extra corner comes on now for the Patriots D on 3rd down. Wilson. Outright, this one goes to Patrick. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down. To throw is Wilson. They'll get that complete to Alberto. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
That coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
7 yards there and a first down. They'll go option to the short side. No gain there as he kept it himself at second down. What a dimension this man brings to this defense. He had his mind set there that he was going to get in and make that tackle. He really flew to the football.
And these are the kind of plays that defenders dream about. A chance to get a big running start and go after the quarterback. He was not at all put off by the option. I think he committed to the quarterback right from the outset, and he was able to get in there and put the hit on him.
Now we give up the middle to Williams. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
Seibert's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So this one, Charles, it's only the 3rd quarter, but they appear to be well on their way to victory.
I would say so, because a 1-score lead you don't even count, but a 2-score lead you know it can evaporate in an instant. 3 scores, feeling good, but you know it's not over yet. But now, they've got a 4-score cushion. I think you can feel pretty confident in the fact this is going to go your way.
After the made field goal, Seibert back out there to kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. New England trying to get a place on offense. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Jones. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run. Welcome back now to Denver. The offense on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and forever. And this is Parker, complete. That's good, the completion there for 7 yards. And it'll be 4th down. One thing I think it's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball, because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And now off to the races, down the right side. And all the way home for a Broncos score.
And as soon as they hand a rookie his playbook, they say you better make your mark on special teams if you want to hang around. I'd say returning one for a touchdown will definitely leave a memory.
Yeah, that's a pretty indelible mark here early on in his career. Here's Seibert now to add the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Now we know he has home run hitting ability in the punt return department, and he showcases it there all the way back for 6. So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff. And not much on this one. Takes it from the 21. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. New England's offense set to go. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage, because I was thinking to myself,
We've seen a lot of NFL games, and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they...
This is caught inside the 15. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. They'll go with Pollard here on first down. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
They go back to Pollard on second down. And only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Jones now on third down. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Oh, they try a lateral on the return, and now the ball's loose. And I think they are going to get this one back. Well, that would have been something, double turnovers, but instead they'll keep the possession on the INT. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Now Wilson back into his end zone. And he will find his man Sutton. That's complete. They're going to hurry back to the line now. They go play action now. Wilson. They'll rifle this one deep right side. And that's caught inside the 35. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. And this is caught at the 8. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll try and run. This is Williams. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Javonte Williams with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Broncos look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. From the 6. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. So the Patriots coming out now. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Jones throw taken in by Bourne.
All that practice time came to fruition on that play. All those timing routes that they work on through training camp, OTAs, minicamp, and just regular season, they got it done on that one. An outcut, ball was delivered, and picked up the completion.
Now a throw here to his running back. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on third down. Throwing Jones. Over the middle, complete. It's Parker. And he will have a Patriots first down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Jones. And bringing it in right side here, Beckham. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it's 2nd down. Back to throw again. Open receiver here, complete. It's Parker. And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos 28. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. That one covers 29 yards. 1st down. They'll look to throw again. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete. It just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. They'll try and run down some clock with Williams. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Marching in for the sack, Matthew Judon. Now, the #1 mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry.
And this came from the edge, and those pass rushers, they have so many tricks of the trade to get around blockers. They have a lot of tools in their kit. This was pure speed and athleticism on this play, though, and they could barely get a glove on him before he got the quarterback on the ground.
He'll get this one to Patrick. And he will step out of bounds, but not before he's all the way across the 50. And now a pause. It looks like we have a Patriot injured on the play. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Wilson wants to throw it. He'll let this go for the end zone. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. As that lead just swells and swells. Look, this has been dominance in all 3 phases, offense, defense, and special teams.
So don't we have to give a lot of credit, not just to what we've seen today, but the preparation in advance, coaching staff, commitment by the players to the game plan, and being ready to go in this one? You're exactly.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Jonathan Jones.
It's interesting that when it comes to 2-point conversions, even heavy run teams tend to throw the ball in these situations. In this case, this one was intercepted.
Yeah, they weren't fooled. They were ready for the pass, picked it off. From the 6. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
I'm going to forget today. don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today, coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again, and who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
They'll let it go deep for Beckham. And a little bit of a consolation prize there. He's into the end zone. Won't win him the game, but they do get the score. Zero showing.
But some fantasy players are really happy with that score.
Just a formality now, but here's the extra point. So the PAT is good. They get the touchdown, the point after, but of little consequence in the ending, as this one's now over. Well, on the one side, if you try to take away something positive from this game, they played to the final whistle, getting the touchdown there on the last play. But still, all for naught, really.
Yeah, I'd say give them points for positivity. I like that. That part is good. But I often wonder, when the game is settled and the clock is run out, do we really need to kick the extra point?
Oh, yeah. It's silly. It's silly.
It doesn't make any sense to me. I know that people have explained before, well, you got to play it all the way through. Come on, this thing was done.
So for the Broncos, they get back in the win